Yes, sir. Yo, good people. It is your homie, HerbMan, busting you back upside the head with another hot banger. Boogie, please go tell somebody your homie HerbMan is on. And if you're new to the program, welcome. Please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all of the platforms at Love HerbMan, all right? At Love HerbMan. So we're coming live from South Africa. We're live on TikTok. We're live on YouTube right now as we speak. I'm asking all you guys to go over there to YouTube to make sure you're being notified every time the HerbMan show is coming on, all right? So I am your neighborhood holistic practitioner. I'm your homie HerbMan, all right? All we do here on the HerbMan show is teach people how to heal themselves. And you cannot heal yourself if you do not know thyself. So we teach you here at the HerbMan show about the human frame and the human design so that you can be well on your way to happiness, wholeness, and wellness. All right. So this is the free information station. You don't got to pay for nothing to watch me and talk to me and learn from me. All right. All you simply got to do to pay for this information is pay attention. And how you do that is by double tapping that screen. And during the live, let's get us up to 100,000 likes per live. All right. And to get started, we need 1,000 likes and we'll get into the subject matter at hand. That's just how we work, you guys. All right. So I'm not just up here just working for fun. I'm not up here just running my mouth. I'm up here knowing that I'm talking to people. I'm interacting with people and we're teaching live audience about what it is to be happy, whole, and well. That's what we're trying to do. So that's some work that you got to do while I'm doing the work that I got to do. If you keep tapping, I'll keep talking and we'll get us to the point where we need to be. Now, as we've been continuing to keep teaching about this subject matter, we've been telling you guys about the owner's manual. The owner's manual serves as a guide, okay? It is a guide to get you to the optimal performance, optimal longevity, usage, everything that you need out of life, you can get it in the owner's manual, but it's a nature-based intervention. So it's teaching you how to get back into balance with nature by knowing your nature. That's what the owner's manual truly is about. And for your funky, measly little $50, that's what we're offering you, not a product, but a program, because it's not a product that's going to heal all of your issues, but it is a program out there that can relieve you of most of, not all of your ailments. All right. But we got to be looking spiritually. We got to be looking down deep down inside for us to understand exactly what we got going on in our health concerns. And so the owner's manual is that deep dive into you, who you are, and then into what Mother Nature says about you and how to get your health back on track. But in order for you to even understand the owner's manual, you first need to understand where are you in this paradigm. So we use this ancient tool right here, right? This ancient record keeping tool that we utilize with your birthday for the ancestors, for the nature itself to tell us what this person born on this day, what does it entail. The birthday gives us so much information. Yesterday we went over all kinds of information that the birthday gives, whether it was a soul purpose, whether it was your destiny, whether it was your fate, whether it was about just your tendencies, whether it was about remedies and herbs and foods. We know that now your birthday can give you your herbs, your foods, your tendencies spiritually and physically. Your birthday can give your model number, your manufacturing date, which is your birthday. All this comes from your birthday, your life path number, your coordinates as far as where you lived at in life, in past life, Akashic records type of information. Your birthday can give us every single thing about you pertaining to your health. And we've also learned based on yesterday is that they've already done the research to know that nature-based interventions work. Engaging you with more of natural air, more of natural water, more of the natural resources, more of the natural foods, right? Engaging you with more of the natural ambiance of the planet, right? More blue and green spaces. They've already researched it. And they've already recorded that nature-based interventions will boost your cognitive health 75%. It'll boost your physical health 83%. It'll boost your mental health 93%. I didn't say that. They already done the work. They already did the facts. They already did the research. So now we ain't even got to sit up here and do no guesswork no more. We know that going back to nature works. Now it's all about what do I need? You may be in a situation where you don't need beach. You may need mountain. You may not need mountain. You just may need good air. You may not need good air, but you may need good water. What do you need? Okay, so you got these questions of what do I need? You got these questions of what do I require? You got these questions of what where am I in a particular conglomerate when it's dealing with your GPS, your positioning in nature. You got all these things, but can you answer them right now? Do you know where you are in time and space? Do you know really what you need right now based on your social inadequacies, your relational inadequacies, your financial inadequacies, your health inadequacies? Do you know what you need? Do you know where you are? If the answer to those two questions are no, then the owner's manual is for you. If you don't know what you need right now to cure yourself medically, if you don't know where you are in this life path, those are the two main reasons why you should get your owner's manual. And for a funky measly $50, that's the program that we're offering each and every one of you guys on TikTok and on YouTube, okay? Because we know that that is very important to your existence. You must know those things. It ain't a if and or but or suppose on that no more. It ain't a question of can I wait on that? Can I put that on layaway? No. You need that ASAP. You need that right now. That this thing is a must, okay? It is a must. It's live TV, okay? So you must understand that you need your owner's manual. Your TV got an owner's manual. Your Frigidaire got an owner's manual. Your car came with an owner's manual. Your little headset came with an owner's manual. The PlayStation 5 came with an owner's manual. Your blow dryer came with an owner's manual. So what about you? These are the things that you must understand that's going to help guide you through this paradigm. Now, because you don't know where you at and you don't know what you require, then guess what? Out of your ignorance, you're creating industry and the people don't know how to prepare you for the next level. Now, what you're looking at right here for the people who are new to the program, who are just coming into the show, you're looking at the most ancient tool on the planet for navigation. Okay, somebody put this down. It's the most ancient navigation tool on the planet. Okay, what you're looking at is the most ancient navigation tool on the planet. But what you got to realize is that a navigation tool is not just something that's going to navigate you from point A to point B, but it's also something that's going to navigate you to healing. It's going to navigate you to your wealth. It's going to navigate you to the ideas that you're trying to create, your entrepreneurial ideas, your business ideas, all of these things that you're trying to get, but you don't know the pathway to those things, the pathway to success, the pathway to the healing, the pathway to all those things. Then you must know that the word navigation is your roadmap to success in every area of your life. It's your roadway to success. Okay, in every area of your life, navigation is going to be the way that you get there. So this navigation ain't just about getting you to some fried chicken. It ain't just about getting you from a deserted place to a place with plethora in it, but it's also about getting you from one state of being to the next state of being. And your biggest thing is you must learn how to get there. Okay, you must learn how to get there. We do have somebody here on TikTok, on YouTube already chiming in. Welcome, you guys. How do we know whether we need beach or mountain? What season of life constitutes which natural setting would benefit you the most? The bottom line is when you get in your owner's manual, you have all of that carved out. So your element, whatever your element or your model number is, that's what you need most. So if you're the fire element, then you need more sunlight. If you're the water element, then you would be a person that needs more bodies of water. If you were the air element, you would be a person that needs more mountain, needs more outdoors. If you were the Earth element, you a person that would be needing more green spaces, more greenery, more gardening, more hands-on in the dirt, so to speak, right? So your element or your model number dictates how much of something that you would need when it comes to more of which element that you're looking for, okay? All of that is in your owner's manual, all right? So with that being said, let's keep it moving. So if you don't know where you are, if you don't know what you require, then that's why you're in the rut that you're in. You keep going in the rat race. You keep going in circles because you don't know how to get out of the situation. Now, here's the thing. You must live to be 120 years. That's what we promote here on the HerbMan show is 120 years. If I can get you to walk upright into 120 years, we felt like we've done the age-old job or the no man's job of trying to get you to body preserve and pace yourself through this paradigm. Now, with that 120 years, it already has gave me something. When you tell me 120 years, it has broken up my particular 120 years into two entities, into two types of experiences. One, I'm going to spend 60 years in my PT test. My PT test is my physical test, meaning that I'm going to spend 60 years with having to have the right health, physical health, to get me through particular paradigm. The next is split up is 60 years of the right spiritual health to get me through issues in life. Now, here is the caveat, and here is the thing with this, you guys. You can be born into a spiritual time, and you can be old as hell getting into your physical time. It ain't no rhyme or reason for which one of these you're going to be born into. Some people have hellacious, awful life in the beginning, but later on, their life turned out all right. Some people have heavenly life in the beginning, and later on, their life turned out to be hellacious. So it's a toss of a coin in which one you come in and which paradigm you come into. But at the end of the day, it's how you balance that paradigm. It's how you understand where you at. And it's because of the lack of understanding of this, you don't know how to ride these waves. There is a particular way that you ride the wave of the first 60 years, and there's a particular way you ride the waves of the second 60 years. There's a particular way you ride the waves of the physical time, and there's a particular way you're going to ride the waves of the spiritual time. There's a particular way that you ride the waves in order to get the most out of these opportunities that these waves bring. Now, low tide brings you an opportunity to discover things, right? Because when the low tide recedes, then you can find seashells, you can find missing things, you can find the hidden things, right? So low tide offers you an opportunity to find some of the hidden things, right? But at the same time, high tide provides opportunities as well. It's an opportunity to rest. It's an opportunity to meditate. It's an opportunity to concentrate and focus on those things that you want. It's an opportunity to really sit back and hibernate on what it is that you're trying to do in life, right? And really put that thought life, that intuitiveness inside of the thing that you're trying to manifest, right? So we know that high tide is a great time of manifesting. But at the same time, when you have this high tide, it's a flood. Right? A flood of thoughts, a flood of things you got to do, a flood of emotions, a flood of this, that, and the third that has to happen, right? And so when you have this flood, the thing about a flood is, although it seemed like a very busy time, once the flood is left behind, the flood should leave behind fertile silt, fertile soil for you to do your planting and your harvesting in. A lot of people don't like the flood, but the flood holds value. A lot of people don't like the low tide, but the low tide holds value. So it's all about how we're able to ride these waves that's going to allow us to benefit the most out of these particular times in our life. But do you know where you are so you'll know not to fight against the wave, but how to ride it properly? And this is what we're teaching people on the HerbMan show about how to get in tune with nature. Nature has a tune. We've already discovered that the tune of nature is 7.8 hertz. Okay, 7.8 hertz. We've already discovered that the frequency of the earth is 7.8 hertz. Okay, we've already discovered that. Yo, what's up?
YouTube is waking up. So that's why you see people are going. So I don't know, maybe you have to do it again. On YouTube is working perfect because I'm looking at it, but um the TikTok, even on my phone, even everyone on the chat is complaining about it. It's just
Well, you know how they're gonna always be going in and out on my TikTok. So let me see. Everybody on YouTube, you guys are doing good over here. Put some ones in the chat if y'all are doing pretty good. Put some ones in the chat if y'all are doing pretty good here on the YouTube. All right, so we got people saying they good there. What about here on the TikTok, man? You know how TikTok be trying to do me, y'all. So are we doing good on the TikTok? Big Sacks, man. We're sorry to hear that, man. We're sorry to hear that. Want to definitely give my condolences over to Big Sacks for just burying his loved one. Definitely want to give over condolences to you, Big Sacks, man. Hold your head up. Keep going strong, big bro. You know what I mean? Everything happens for a reason. Everything happens in its own timing. Okay. All we got to do now is just keep spreading the word of wealth and health so that we don't keep losing people for circumventable situations. Now, I don't know what your loved one left here from, but if it was circumventable, then hopefully that should encourage you to continue to keep searching and researching and getting the word out that we don't have to keep losing loved ones due to circumventable issues and circumventable ailments that we may be having. Okay. Right? But my condolences goes out to you, Big Sacks. All you guys on here, Big Sacks is a part of the HerbMan family. Please show him some love. Just buried his wife. Show him plenty of love. All week long, show him some love. Okay, all week long, show Big Sacks some love. You guys, give him some love right now. If you just coming to the channel, show Big Sacks some love. All right. Just buried his wife the other day. Know the brother needs some love. All right. Know it needs some love. Now, so I got this thing going on. I need to know, am I in my YouTube family, are we okay there? And in my TikTok family, is we okay there? Because I know that TikTok was trying to buffer me a little bit moving forward. Everybody seems to be okay with everything. Now, here is the thing. Again, the question is, if you don't know where you're at and you don't know what you need to get happy, whole, and well, if you don't know where you at and you don't know what you need to own this manual. That's what I was trying to tell y'all. If you don't know where you're at in this particular paradigm and you don't know what you need, if you got a health condition, if you got this going on, that going on, and nobody seems to know what you require, you need your owner's manual. All we need is your birthday. We don't need no blood type. We don't need no blood sample. We don't need no hair sample, stool sample, saliva sample, urine sample. We don't need to prick you, prod you, or poke you. We're not going to be invasive nor intrusive. This stuff that we're talking about is non-invasive, non-intrusive. All we require is your birthday, and we let Mama Nature give the remedies for everything about you that you need in this paradigm. So if your answer to those questions are no, if you don't know where you are, if you don't know what you require to get over the hump of your issue, you need your owner's manual. So if you guys are interested, the owner's manual is not a product, it is a program. And for a funky, measly $50, this program can get you back in balance with the nature within you and the nature outside of you. And the combination of getting you back in tune with yourself inside and getting you back in tune with the nature outside of you, we believe, based on evidence, that this is the best traditional natural system on the planet, going back and talking to nature. Numbers has always been the way you talk to nature. Numbers has always been the way that we have gathered information from nature. This is nothing more than the most ancient record keeping tool on the planet. All it is a record keeping tool. I am a record keeper. That's what I do. I'm a record keeper. I'm like Thoth. I'm like all these people before me. I'm just a record keeper. So obviously, then nature would bring me the tool that I use to keep record. And the oldest tool to keep record is a sundial. The oldest tool to keep record is some type of sundial. It's some type of, of, of stones and stuff that are in the ground that the sun reflects off of to tell you what times of the day it is, but also what times of the year it is. It tells you the seasons. So you had an old ancient record keeper of the day. And so this is no different than that. The sun's path, the life path, whatever you want to call it, it's all in here. And a lot of times you guys are fighting against the waves of life because you don't know where you at. Okay? And some of you guys are in a time of sickness and trying to get healing and can't because you just at that time of sickness. Now, all you got to do is endure that time to get to your healing time. But you're trying to nip it in the bud when your sickness is supposed to last 30 years. You want it to last 3 days. Oh, you about to fall over and croak over because your sickness lasts in 10 months. But you don't know how long your sickness is supposed to last. So you bucking the system on your sickness, or you're trying to do different things when it's just not your time to heal. Or it just may not be your time to live on longer than what you've done. Because maybe you found out about me a little too late. Or maybe we found out about this information a little too late for you. Or maybe you just don't have enough energy. Whatever the case may be, my point to you is that there are times for things. And I can't change the times. So if it's your mama time to go, it's just your mama time to go. It ain't nothing that we can do about it. It ain't nothing that I can do about it if it's her time to go. But what I can show you, what I can do for you is show you that some of this stuff you are going from is circumventable, meaning that you can duck and dodge it, meaning that it's curable, meaning that you didn't have to die from that. Your grandmama did not have to die from high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, autoimmune diseases. They ain't got to die from that. Your folks them ain't got to die from no AIDS. Hell, Magic Johnson showing you that. These folks ain't got to die from herpes. You don't got to die from syphilis and gonorrhea no more. So we know that these things are circumventable, but we don't know what we need to be able to circumvent it. And we don't know where we at, so we'll know what we need to fight with. If you're in the spiritual time of your life, then you need to fight with your spirit. If you're in the physical time of your life, then we need to see what you got here physically to fight. If you don't have the physical power, then we need to reach into your spiritual tool basket. If you don't have the spiritual power, hopefully see if you got some reserves in your physical body to help you with the imbalance. Okay? You heal yourself. All right. Hey, brother, I was asking if a consultant came with the manual for clarification. I don't mind paying. Yes, you can always talk to me. Obviously, you can just save my contact, download WhatsApp, and call me, man. You can call me, text me, email, correspond, however you want to do it. But yes, I am here to walk you through your owners bank. Yeah, nobody else got to leave here, man. Man, my wife passed away on my birthday. Is that in my will? Nah, Big Sacks, I wouldn't even know your will, baby. It's been so long since I did your stuff, man. And there's so many people I do on a daily basis. Unfortunately, I wouldn't know you guys personally like that. But your wife's stuff ain't gonna be into your thing as pointing as that. But your wife death would have been into her reading. Okay. In your reading, it could have just been a life-altering event. So I don't know, Big Sacks, if you go back to your owner's manual, look at where you at. Are you in a transition period in your life? Okay. That's the first question I'm going to ask you. Are you in a transition period in your life? That means that there's going to be some major life-changing events that happen in your life, and we don't quantify what that is. Okay. I cannot stop storms from happening to you in your life. But what I can do is prepare you for the storm. I can prepare you enough for you to go get your raincoat, but give you time enough to get your umbrella, give you time enough to get away from that particular region of the world that earthquake coming. I can prepare you enough to give you time to get away from that tornado that's about to come, give you time to go down into the bunker, give you time to bunker down into the basement, give you time to bunker down into your bathroom. See, these things are not going to stop storms, but they can give you time to prepare for them. And the preparation of the storm is the best thing that we can do, because you can't stop natural phenomenon from happening. So the only thing that you can do to stop natural phenomenon is nothing, because you can't stop it, but you can prepare for it. Okay? You can prepare for it. Right? So this information is about preparing you for the storms that may happen into your life. Because like I told you, you might be at a sick time in your life, but what I'm telling you is that healing is right around the corner, but you have to endure. You have to persevere. Some of you guys are allowing the sicknesses to take you out of here. You can't go 30 years of sickness. You can't go 3 years of sickness. You can't go 5 years of downs and downs and downs. It's just day in and day out of frustration and down. You can't go. And so because you can't endure, the healing is right around in the next few years. The healing is right around the corner in the next few months. But that means that you got to endure to get there. That's just like with Earth, right? We spend all our time loving spring and summer, and fall come, but you got to understand that winter is going to bring his ass around here too. So you might like spring and summer because your kids can play, everybody outside, everybody barbecuing, swimming, got the sundresses on, toes out. You know, the men got the wife beaters on, I am muscle bound, looking good, sweating, glistening, everything looking good spring and summer. But you must know that in a minute you got to put on some clothes. It's going to get cold. The temperature will change. Nature will change. So what I'm saying to you is that, yes, spring and summer, yes, 6 months of fun. But you got to know that you got to get in the house sometimes in a minute. It's going to happen. And you can't make winter come into the summer, but you can sure know that winter is going to come for sure. And that's a lot like your healing. Your healing is a sure thing. You just got to make it to the healing. You have to endure the situation. So that means you have to be spiritually strong enough to endure a situation, or that means that you got to be physiologically strong enough, physically strong enough to endure a situation. So either you're going to be psychologically strong enough or physiologically strong enough, or you're going to listen to me, your homie HerbMan, teach you about being strong in both departments, but also alluding to you, exposing to you, revealing to you that in order to let nature heal you, nature must have all of you. Not some of you, not half of you, but all of you. Nature requires all of you. So if nature's frequency is 7.8 hertz, now we realize the channel that nature is on. The channel that nature is on is 7.8 hertz. Somebody put that down in the chat for me. The channel that nature is on is 7.8 hertz. So anytime from here on out, TikTokers and YouTubers, that you hear somebody tell you to get in tune with nature, you must ask them, what channel do I tune in on? And if they don't know to say 7.8 hertz, they ain't done enough research yet. The earth frequency. We ain't talking about the love frequency, and what about the heart frequency and the crown chakra frequency, and give me the I want to know the root chakra frequency, and what is the frequency of the pie, and the frequency of the man, ain't nobody got time for all them frequencies. Anytime somebody tell you from here on out, man, y'all need to just get in tune with nature. See, we just need to get in tune with nature. Hertz. Okay? Now, here is the great thing about it. This is the channel of frequency. This is the frequency of nature, right? Your brain, when it gets to the theta, level, so you got the alpha, the beta, the theta. Okay, when it gets to the theta, this is where 7.8 hertz lie in the theta of the brain waves. So now, this is the frequency of nature. And I know damn well HerbMan didn't just sit up there and tell me that that same frequency is in my brain at the theta level. Yes, I just told you that. All researchable, all Googleable, all stuff that you can go and fact check me on. The frequency of the earth is 7.8 hertz. That's the channel that nature owns. Bro just said that we got the channel in the brain waves at the theta level. You know how you got AM and you got FM? Okay, so you got alpha, you got beta, and you got theta. You got about 3-4 knobs in your little brain that you can get. But guess what this is at? In the theta level of the brain waves at that 7.8 hertz. Guess what you doing? Anybody want to guess? Come on, YouTube and TikTok and talk to me. So ain't nobody got time for all them frequencies. I'm trying to tell you on this. Anybody want to guess? What are you doing at 7.8 hertz when your brain is there? Somebody said sleep. Okay, good guess, wrong guess. Somebody said the pineal. Good guess, wrong guess. Okay. Somebody said sleeping again. Good guess, wrong guess. The pineal again. Good guess, wrong guess. All right. Joy. Good guess, wrong guess. Okay. At the theta level at 7.8 hertz. Thank you, user 18. Who was that? User 1807. Y'all go follow user 1807. Show user 1807 some love because they are right. Okay, they are right. At this level is meditation. At this level is creativity. Okay. So now, when you tell me to get in tune with nature, I know the channel, I know the brain wave, I know what functionality that brain wave will give me. So when I want to get in tune with nature, I'm going to be more in a meditative state and in my more creative thinking state. Now, when we're talking about left and right brain, when we're talking about masculine and feminine energy, which one of these? When we're talking about left and right brain energy, masculine and feminine energy, which one is these? Which energy gives you the meditation and the creative thinking? So that the men and the women can stop fighting on TikTok and YouTube about this male and female species thing. Y'all need to stop fighting. You need to stop fighting. Okay, there you go. It's the feminine energy, right? It's the feminine energy. So that means that if I want to get in tune with nature, I must go to the theta level in the brain waves and cross over into my feminine energy side and meditate and get more intuitive, get more rest, more sleep, but more creative juices coming out of that side when I am in total contentment and when I am into total parallelism, when I'm in total solidarity, when I'm in total kinship with nature. Meditation and creativity weren't just something for you to do. It was a way for you to get in tune with nature. See, the meds that you're taking are the wrong meds. See, you taking every day, you taking medication instead of every day you taking meditations. The meds that you're supposed to be taking are meditations, not medications. The meds that you're supposed to be taking are not medications, but yet rather they are meditations. And you don't know how to stay in constant resonance, in constant communication, in constant conciliatoration, in constant deliberation, in constant connection with nature. You don't know how to stay there. You keep going to 103.4 FM. You keep going to 107.9. You keep going on up and down to this thing and that thing. So what I proved to you yesterday and what I will reiterate to you today is that because you don't know time, you never understood the efficacy of time, but your ancestors did. The golden age, the first time, the Zep Tepe, all of these were times where we were in tune with nature and we was at our greatest proposition of when it came to our greatest understanding of our supernatural abilities. But then the dark ages came and they suppressed and covered, burned, and took the information to your supernatural abilities, which is nothing but your connection to the land. They stole this resource from you, this little record-keeping resource, and then you forgot where you lost it at. You stopped following the sun. They gave you the son of Jesus rather than the son of God in the sky. So you start following Jesus rather than you started following the sun. Okay? You stop following the moon. You stop following nature because you start looking at moon and the sun and nature as demons and not as deities, not as something helping you through this particular paradigm. So you pay these things no attention. And you can't preserve your body if you can't preserve the earth, because the earth is the body of the planet. And if everlasting life is the task at hand, then in order for you to obtain everlasting life, the first lesson has to be body preservation 101. You can't be everlasting in this body, in this climate, without preserving oneself and without knowing the secrets to preserve it. Because oxidative stress is going to father time all of us. Oxidative stress, being in an oxygenated environment, is going to father time every last one of us if you don't know how to body preserve. What are some of the things that they preserve the body with? Honey, salt. Just look at some of the preservatives. You got to look at what preservatives is, baby. You just keep reading and they don't know what additives and preservatives are. Preservatives what makes it sit on the shelf long. Preservatives what make the shelf life long. Preservatives. Additives is what make it do this or do that, or make it this color or that color, smell this way or do that. But preservatives is what is utilized to make something have long shelf life. Salt. Salt was one of the best preservatives on the planet. Did you know way before the gold thing and the gold rush that gold was just dirt? We didn't know salt was worth more than gold back in the day. Let me say that one more time. Salt was worth more than gold back in the day. So you talking about Mansa Musa having all this? Man, that was a time folk didn't give a damn about no gold. Gold was so plentiful. It was just like another rock out here. Don't nobody give a damn about no. We don't know you got on nothing greater or lesser than the next man. That's how much gold was out here. Salt was the commodity. Because salt was not only a preservative, salt also was an additive. You can add salt to season things. Not only add salt to keeping of things, now it's a flavor, it's a seasoning. Now, not only am I preserving life with salt, but now I'm also now eating with salt. Using salt for particular products and services. So salt was seen more valuable than gold. It was a body preserver, that's why. Honey was a body preserver. Black seed oil is actually good, better for your skin than anything that they ever told you on the inside of you. But you ain't never used black seed oil for your skin problem. But if you don't understand and you don't know, black seed oil is more beneficial for your skin than anything that they ever told you on the inside of your body. Black seed oil is for your skin. Black cumin seed for the skin. But you didn't know that. Ain't nobody ever told you to use black seed oil for your skin. But that's why it was in the tomb of King Tut. Because it was a body preserver, a skin preserver. They were into body preserving, but they just got the message too late. So they started doing it in death preparation rather than in life. Then, because there was still a lack of information at that time, but they were onto something. They knew body preservation was something. Because why? The ancient Egyptians said, well, shit, we know we need to preserve the body so that your afterlife journey, you can have something to come back to. So they realized that the preserving of the actual real body was a part of the afterlife. But you are burying yourself, skull and bones, and have no value of the human body and the preservation of the human body as a part of your afterlife journey. You keep leaving the body behind. So now gurus, yogas, all of the monks, what they did, they starved themselves to death, undervaluing the body when it came to the afterlife. So now guess what? You sat up under that tree, Buddha. You sat up under that tree, Hindu, and you starve yourself to death. Now, yes, you got some spiritual enlightenment, but nobody to come back to. Nobody to come back to. That's why you've never seen somebody die and come back, because they did not preserve the body well enough to return back to it. Another reason you've never seen anybody come back is because during the Renaissance, like we taught you yesterday, the Renaissance, the word Renaissance and the etymology of Renaissance means what? Re means back again. Naissance means what? Birth, rebirth, new birth. After the Dark Ages, remember that we just said that the Zep Tepi and the Golden Age was when you was in tune with nature, when man was one with land. That's why they can't understand how you built the pyramids and all these different things, is because that was when man was one with land. You'll never understand it now. But when you was one with land, then there were things that you did with your mind that you didn't have to do with your body. But now that you're not one with land, there are things that you got to do with your body that you can no longer do with your mind. You see? But there was a time before where you could build it in your mind and then build it in the sand and then build it from the sand. All in one take. Now you got to be the architect. You got to go find you a general contractor. You got, you know what I mean? So now you got to share that obligation with other folk because you're not as supernatural as you once were. But there was a time before. Now, the golden time went into the dark ages. So now all of that man and land information gets suppressed. And now this renaissance, this new birth of man, this new birth of time comes into play. During the Renaissance is when your religion starts to come in. During the Renaissance is when the Islam and the Christians and the Nicene councils of Nicaea from Constantine and King James and William Shakespeare, Michelangelo and Donatello and Leonardo and all these Da Vinci codes and all this stuff, a Pythagorean theorem and everything came in during the Renaissance age. This is when William Shakespeare and all these other writers start to come in and so this is when you got reborn back into a particular paradigm that you had never left. So what they did was now they went and brought in a false time zone. Anybody ever said a time zone? Anybody ever went to a different time zone? You ever been time warped before? You ever played Super Mario Brothers? I remember when I used to play Super Mario Brothers. When you get on the first or second board, you can go to another space in the game, and you can get time warped. And the next thing you know, I can go from the first board to the fourth board, and from the fourth board to the eighth board, and I could beat the game in in 10 minutes because I know how to time warp. Same thing as time zones. So your birthday becomes portals Your birthday is a portal, a signature that you came in through a portal at that time. Now, those portals are going to be the planetary alignments, including the sun, the moon, Jupiter, Mercury, and all these different things. These are portals. So you get tagged on what portal you came in. That's your birthday. That's why we can get all of this information on you based on your birthday without having nothing else about you. Because these are tags on you to track you through this paradigm. Nobody can come into this paradigm and leave without that tag. Even when you read the Bible, it says that everybody is written in the book of life, right? If you got life, you was written down. So here's the thing. When you're reborn back into the Renaissance and they come up with these fake dates and fake calendars, and now you're no longer aligned with the right proper year, time, and months, then it's going to be very hard for you to sustain the relationship between you and land. So I told you guys that today is, what's the day, you guys? 7/11/25, right? 7/11/25. So everybody in the northern hemisphere, which is everybody that live above the equator. So this is the equator right here, the straight line. This is the northern hemisphere. This is the southern hemisphere. Everybody in the northern and the southern hemisphere is writing this date today. Everybody woke up. If you went to work, went to school, went to college, did something, whatever you motherfucking did today that was worth something, you had to write this date down. It was, you wrote 7/11/25. Am I wrong or right? How many of you guys did not write 7/11/25? If you had to write today's date, that's what you wrote. And you wrote the wrong date because you in the wrong time. It's because you are not yet prepared to do this thing that we're calling heal yourself yet, until you get in tune with nature. Everybody today, whether they was on the northern hemisphere or the southern hemisphere, you woke up and said that today is 7/11/2025. But what if I told you that on the northern hemisphere, today is not that day? It is this day, but not that day, right? So in essence, the northern hemisphere, if it's July, in the northern hemisphere, March is the first month. You march into the new year. So March, April, May, June, July. So that means that on the northern hemisphere, the day should have been 5/11/25. Okay? So that means that in the northern hemisphere, you are 2 months ahead of time. That means that you're not in tune with nature. You're out of nature. You're out of tune. You are 2 months outside of this channel, 7.8 hertz. You're 2 months ahead. Now, here's the thing. 2 months in this particular paradigm is 20 years, because each month is 10-year lesson. So just because you see 2 months here don't mean it's literally 60 days. This could literally mean 20 years. So you mean to tell me that you got a bunch of people on the planet that are literally 60 days to 20 years out of time? 60 days to 20 years out of time. Now, we ain't even finna tell you about the southern hemisphere. Bless their heart. Now, the southern hemisphere woke up today and wrote 7/11/2025. And this is just how subtle the Renaissance and reborning you into a new paradigm with new numbers and new everything, even though you still going on the natural flow, y'all gonna come and just make up some shit, put us on these calendars to simply throw us off of nature so that there is no connectivity between man and land. This is going to suppress your supernatural abilities as you move forward, and what has been suppressing them since the pyramid's been going. When the Renaissance came in, it took all of mankind on a false sense of time. Okay? Now, in the southern hemisphere, the first month of the year is September. Okay? In the southern hemisphere, the first month of the year is September, right? So now what's going to be July? Because you got August, July and August right before September. So that means that July then would be the 11th month. So in the southern hemisphere, you should be 11/11/25. That's the date you should have wrote if you live up under the equator. It's 11/11/25. Guess what though? You are 5 months, 4 months, right? You're 4 months ahead of time. Or you could be 4 months behind. That could be 40 years. So when we're being reborn and being rebirthed back into reincarnated, when we're coming back, and the reason why you're coming back is because you have not been able to fulfill the body preservation, the mummification. See? You ain't been able to keep the body coming back through your afterlife journey so that you can come back to the body to tell everybody about the afterlife. So because this mummification, this body preservation hasn't yet continued to been expounded on, you're dying in the afterlife without the body being a part of it, meaning that you're having to come back. You always got to keep coming back. Why? Until your ass learn about body preservation, until you get the after. You don't have to keep coming back if you get in eternal life. Eternal life means that you don't have to keep coming back. Eternal life means that if any one of you die, you got to come back. If anybody reach eternal life, you don't got to come back. How do you reach eternal life? You got to first know about 101, body preservation. Secondly, you need to know about earth preservation. Secondly, when you know about earth preservation and body preservation, now you've gotten the remedy, the secrets to everlasting life. Because when you preserve the earth will preserve you. When you preserve yourself, that means that you've done a good job at the earth preserving you. There's no way you can be in the afterlife, in eternal life, without nature doing you some justice. So nature would have done you something, you would have done nature something. You would have given nature something, nature would have gave you something back. This relationship is a reciprocal relationship that has to happen. So if you're looking for longevity, then you got to give nature longevity in order for you to get longevity. You see what I'm saying? So what they do is they keep spitting you back out into the paradigm off point. Okay? You either 20 years before time or 40 years behind time, but you're never on time. So they keep spitting you back out into the matrix off time, off nature, off frequency. So you always got to try to find your frequency. And if you don't, you got to keep coming back again and again and again and again, wondering, asking the question, damn, I've already been here before. What the fuck am I here to do? Why does this seem like I've been here before? You know why? Because you're being spit back out at the wrong times and never on time. Because if you had got spit out at the right time, then you would remember the other times that you were here. If I spit you out 20 years before or 40 years after your existence, you'll never catch up to your original time being here. Listen to what I'm teaching you. The Renaissance means rebirth. They reborn the whole population into a false sense of time. They figured it out from the Dark Ages. If you get them off time, then they won't be supernatural. And you can stop all of this pyramid building, all of this mound building, all this temple building, all of this free energy, all of this free this and free that, and all of this superpowers and healing and living for goddamn thousands of years. We finna put a start to that shit. And the one thing you can do is give them a false sense of time, so that in the reincarnation, when they spit back in, they either back to the future or they back to the past, but they never on time. And that's nothing more than a baby getting ready for a piñata and they only 1 day old, blindfolded, spun around, put a bat in their hand and told them to go and hit that pinata. So you'll see that your first indoctrination is confusion. And then after confusion has been founded, then we educate you under those parameters of confusion. Your first lesson to learn is confusion. We confuse you so you don't know your coordinates, so you don't know the tune. Because in the mama's belly, you hearing the tune. In the waters of life, you're hearing the tune. See, when you're in the waters of life, you got those same miraculous tools as a dolphin, as a whale. This same type of system that you can be able to communicate through the waters. All right? But when you come into this paradigm out of those waters, you lose, we confuse you, we spin you around and blindfold you at 1 year old to lose your coordinates, to lose your way, to lose your Akashic records, to lose your past lives and all that stuff. You lose it. And you spend all your life trying to find it again. You spend all your life trying to find your way back home. And I'm telling you, man, that your way back home is to understand that these false times got you out of tune with nature. Okay? Got you out of tune with nature. These little subtle nuances, they may not mean a whole lot to you, and that's fine. This is something that I'm teaching you guys you don't have to believe in for it to work. You don't have to be a believer in this for it to work. You don't have to, join this particular school of thought for it to be for you. You don't have to like this meal for it to be cooked for you. You don't have to be kin to the people who fix the meal, but they still is fixing it for you. Okay, so this doesn't require your belief. This doesn't require your affiliation or association. This doesn't require for you to have to know this or believe in it for it to be effective. This is not one of those things. Okay? Every time you're coming back because you have not learned how to preserve your body, which means that you haven't learned how to have eternal life. It is your fault to come into this paradigm and not know how to live eternally. Because the 4 things that God shows you or nature shows you has eternal powers to them. The sun ain't never died. When the sun go down on your side, it's lit up on another side, so it ain't never been dark. The sun ain't never went black. Okay, the sun has never died. It's never died. Jesus never, if Jesus is the sun, Jesus ain't never died. The Son of God, this sun right here ain't never died. When it is no longer seen on your corner of the block, it is seen on somebody else's corner. But that son bitch ain't never faded to black. It's always been the sun and it's always shine. So that right there is an everlasting deity. The air ain't never been stopped. Everlasting deity. The water ain't never been quenched. It's an everlasting deity. The earth ain't never stopped spinning. It is an everlasting deity. So there are 4 examples of everlasting deities from nature's own that's showing you how to be everlasting. And how you be everlasting is sharing in the dynamicism of the sun and the moon. There are things called the waning moon, the waxing moon, the full moon, and the new moon, right? These are nothing more than the increasing visibility of the moon and the decreasing visibility of the moon. That's all those words mean. The more you can see the moon, it's in full moon. That's the spiritual time, the high tide of life. The less you can see of the moon, that's called the new moon. That's the low tide. That's the physical time of life. You see? When a low tide happens, what you do is you go out there and you go to the beach and search for seashells and search for jewelry and got your little coin machine out there and everything because of the low tide. You can see things better. The hidden become revealed. Listen to how I'm trying to tell you about a low tide time. You see? And when you in high tide, that means that's the flood. You got to learn how to ride both of those waves. But what I'm trying to tell you is that the sun ain't never been dark, and the moon is a two-faced situation, just like the sun and the moon is, just like yin and yang, just like masculine and feminine, just like the dualities of life. It's just the thing that you got to go through. That means that there's going to be some times where you can see me and some times where you don't. Sometimes the where I increase my visibility, and sometimes the way you don't see me at all. What do these times mean for me? They are opportunities. There's a time of up and a time of down. In a lot of the coastal areas, you got about 2 times a day of high tide and 2 times a day of low tide. We know you got about 2 times a month of high tide and low tide, no matter if you're inland or coastal. So it's telling me, damn, I got times to where I could start to really ride these waves. I can really start to ride these waves. There are times in a month where you could be healing, but because you don't know when that is, you still sick in those times. There are times of the month where you could be healing, but because you don't know when those times of the month are, you're missing your healing times and you're still sick. There are times of the month where you could just leave the medications along and pick up meditation and you'll start to heal more rapidly. There are times of the month where you could rest a little bit more to speed up the recovery. There are times of the month where you can rest your mind and your body just a little bit more to speed up the rejuvenation process. There are times of the month where you can start to ride the waves and get in peak performance and peak opportunity. Do you have suggestions for menstrual migraines? Yes, get your pituitary gland in order, get your particular emotions in order, get your hormones in order. All the stuff that's happening in this paradigm are nothing more than an attack on the emotions. The emotions are the waves of the things that we're talking about internally, right? Because the emotions come from the endocrine system, okay? The endocrine system, we already know, is the chakras, okay? We know that the root chakra is going to be the low tide. We know that the pineal is going to be the high tide, right? So if you're trying about getting into your pineal, this, that, and the third, you must understand when these times are. Some of you guys are in low tide season of life trying to do high tide shit, and it ain't going to work, and it ain't working. But what it's doing is it's causing you to not believe in God. It's causing you to think that a delay means a denial, because you don't know that you're praying for something that it just ain't your time for yet. Now you finna start to blame God. Is there really a God? Is there really the truth of God here? Bro, it's just that you don't know your times, homie. God don't stand a chance to get your belief if you don't understand nature. God doesn't have a chance at formulating a relationship with you if you don't understand nature. You don't give God a chance to be your father, to be your mother, to be your friend or your confidant if you don't get a relationship with nature, because you cannot know God without knowing nature. And God cannot know you without knowing your nature. So you must understand the efficacy and the imperativeness of this particular subject matter. Okay? All right? And all these things, I know you guys are trying to push out health things for them people, but look here, unless you got your own channel that you do health with, please don't put remedies on my timeline. I told that person exactly what they should do, and that's going to get their emotions in check. You can give that person purple nettle, dead nettle, stinging nettle, red raspberry, devil's claw. You can give a blue cohosh, black cohosh. You can give a vitex. You can give a goddamn kelp. You can give it's all kinds of female herbs out here. White peony. You could give a squaw vine. It's so many herbs out here. That woman will be on herbs for the rest of her life if she don't take my initial direction and fix her emotions. Fix your hormones, and that means you got to fix your emotional state and health of being. Otherwise, you'd be on dead nettle, purple nettle, and anything anybody just put down here, you'd have been treating yourself for life because you wouldn't get to the root cause of the migraines of your menstrual cycle, which is your hormones, which is your emotions. So don't put products on my shit because products don't heal. Programs do. Okay? And for your little funky, measly $50, we'll give you the right program based on your birthday that'll take away all of those things, okay? I'm working on that, but it's not working, hence the name. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah. So that's what they do. I took black cohosh and it didn't work. You're right. I'm an emotional roller coaster. I know, Afro. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Get your owner's manual, okay? We'll set you good, but I don't want to do no guesswork, especially when it comes to women. I ain't never been no woman. I ain't never had no cycle. I ain't never bled more than 7 days. I ain't never done none of that stuff like that. So look here. You got human fallibility dealing with me. So instead of asking me, ask Mama Nature. Mama been a woman before. Mama know you better than me. Mama knows cycles better than anybody. She created the cycles. So if you want to ask anybody about your health, ask Mama. And all Mama requires your birthday. She got so many children that she got to remember you some kind of way. And so she asked for a birthday to remember you. Okay? Mama got too many children. She don't know you by name. She don't know you by city. She don't know you by the time you were born. Mama don't remember what time you were born. Mama done had so many babies. She don't know what time of the day these babies been spending out. So she don't go off of time no more. Nor do she go off location no more. Mama said that all you got to do is just tell me when, baby. And I know what you need. I know what my baby need. Yes, sir. Anybody down here on YouTube, what you got? I always kind of thought that the gold in the Bible was actually turmeric, frankincense, and myrrh and gold never really made sense with gold, referring to what the wise men brought Jesus. Yeah, I got you. You know, I'm not necessarily a one who is going to attack the Bible in the way that most people do, because in my whole conclusion of the Bible and what I understand of the Bible is that you have to be initiated to learn the Bible. Everybody can't read the Bible and don't know what the Bible's saying. Now, the Bible is for everybody, but it's not for anybody. Let me repeat that one more time. The Bible is for everybody, but it ain't for no anybody. So that means that there were some initiations that must take place within your particular paradigm and while you're here in order for you to decode a book called the Bible, because it's all parabolistic as a ritual for initiation. So it was written like that as a ritual for initiation. Let me repeat that one more time, because I think I got about 3 people in the back room today that got hearing aids. The Bible was written like that as a ritual for initiation. Only the people who can scavenge through that and get spiritual unctions, spiritual understandings from those things are the ones that are meant to teach the Bible. Okay? And the only way you're going to know what that means is you first got to understand that the Bible is talking about the mind and the body, and it's a journey of the mind, and it's several different people who are willing to chime in to tell you and teach you about the mind's journey. Adam and Eve were not 2 people. They are the body and the mind. But they're really just 2 sides of your mind. They're the masculine and feminine energy. Okay, energies were created first, and then those energies created species. So what you keep getting mixed up is the species and the energies. Okay, So when you're reading the Bible, because you are human, the first thing that you go toward is the species to find some kind of resolve, some kind of similarity. Because if it was just a book about God, you wouldn't feel inclusive. So they made it a book about man. So that you can say, oh, he got two arms like me. He pooted and farted like me. He stankin' and smelled like shit like me. He was mustard like me. He sinned like me. He was brown like me. He was white like me. He was ugly like me. He was sinful like me. He was an alcoholic like me. He was a drug addict like me. See, so you get lost in the commonalities of the story, which draws you closer to your physical nature than to your spiritual. So what you come out of that particular dynamic looking at it as is you gained a brother in Jesus, but not a father in God. Because in order for you to gain a father in God, you would have had to been initiated long enough to understand that ain't none of those people real, but all of those mental faculties are. The mental faculties of a Ruth. Ain't no such thing as a Ruth. Ain't nobody got turned into no pillar of salt. But these are thoughts goes on in your mind. Okay? And you got to know how to balance out the energies in order to control the species. The bottom line is all of us, no matter who we are, has a lack of initiation to the feminine energy within us. Men have a lack of activating the feminine energy within them, and the women of today have a lack of initiating this feminine energy within them because we're all living in a patriarchal system, which requires us to have more masculine energy in thought or in reasoning in order to compete in the paradigm. So what we've done is said that because this is patriarchal and this is man-made and this is masculine energy, right? Then let's teach each other how to be more masculine energy to maneuver through the masculine energy space. So you got men and women that are top heavy on masculine energy and a real light in the ass on feminine energy. So most of us, even though we are the species, we're lacking the energy, the feminine energy. So this feminine energy, though, is not something new. So in the Bible, when it talks about the promised land, the land of Canaan, when it talks about the Red Sea, pardon of the Red Sea, when it talks about the manna, when it talks about being in the wilderness for 40 years, when it talks about fasting for 40 days and 40 nights and being in the Garden of Gethsemane and the Garden of Eden and all this type of stuff that it's talking about, is actually talking about that transition over, which is what I'm actually begging for you to understand, is that there must be a transition over to something new. The Bible is talking about it, but you need to understand it for your life. There's a reason why they called the man Jesus the Christ in the beginning of his life, and then in the after of his life called him Christ Jesus, because it was trying to pinpoint to you a place in which man can go from the physicality, the masculine energy side of thought life, into the feminine energy side of thought life. It's when you can go from the physical side of life into the spiritual side of life. So Jesus the Christ now was the first part of his life, which made the man's name come before the spiritual essence of the man. And then you saw that once he got adorned with spirituality, when he got baptized by the Spirit by John the Baptist, now they started calling him Christ Jesus, and they started to put the spiritual name in front of the physical name. It's transition. Be transformed by the renewing of the mind. Keep tapping the screen, you guys. I'll keep talking. You keep tapping. I'll keep talking, you guys. I'm supposed to 35,000 likes. You guys must be crazy. I'm finna get off of here in the next 5 minutes if we can't get them likes up. Okay. I've tried getting to you. I've seen several points of contact. I'm looking to purchase my owner's manual. Can you be more specific as to how to reach you? Yes, by email, Daphne, or you can DM me. Okay. You can email me, Daphne, or you can DM me, Daphne Francis. Okay. This is the hottest information on social media. Okay. This tool right here. This is a tool. All it's telling you about is the transition. So when I'm telling y'all about your body being depleted of physical energy, you're asking for yourself to cure you of cancer. You're asking for yourself to cure you of the autoimmune disease. You're asking for yourself to cure you of the dialysis, but your body is weak. So therefore, we cannot pull energy from the weak body. We got to pull it from something else. Transition over to the physical part of you so that we can use that energy to heal thyself. All the Bible been teaching you about is transitioning. Genesis. Genesis is the genealogy of Adam, the physical times. The physical times. Genesis is the genealogy of Adam, the physical time. Revelation is what? The beginning of the spiritual times. So even in the Bible, when it talks about Genesis and Revelation, if you look at those two words, they're teaching you transition. Genesis and Revelation is transition. How you transition from the physical carnal man into a spiritual endowed being. Transition. Jesus did it, but a bunch of other people did it. There's a bunch of other groups of people that did it. And I'm telling you that you can do it. You got to learn transition in a more industrial way, though, because you've been sugarcoated transition. You ain't, this transition word, you ain't getting it when you go to church. But now you get it on this video. But you couldn't get it in church. You couldn't get, what are they trying? Transition. Transition. You can go from sick to being healed. You can go from being healed to being sick. You can go from being good to being bad. You can go from being bad to being good. You can go from being rich to being poor. You can go from being poor to being rich. It's transition. God is trying to tell you, and nature is trying to get you to embrace the transition. But yes, you do got to be strong enough because you don't know how long your sick time gonna be. So yes, you got to be physically strong enough and spiritually strong enough. But because you don't know where you are and you don't know what is required to get you over the hump, then you can't circumvent a circumventable disease. Okay? Transition is the key for me. Yes, transition was the key for me. If they wrote transition in the dictionary, my picture, I'd be right there beside him with that ugly ass smile. The picture of transition. Okay? The picture of transition. Okay? Any question thus far? Daphne Francis, hopefully you got my information right there on YouTube. Somebody said, what's required? Knowing where you are, EA Sage. Knowing where you are. So getting your owner's manual and knowing where you are. I don't know which one of these you own, but that's the first thing is to know where you are. So then you'll know which wave you got to ride. Then you'll know how to ride that wave. Which one of these are you in? Are you in low tide? Are you in high tide? Do you know? Do you know? Can you remote view? Yeah, I can do whatever. I can do whatever. You guys are interested in your owner's manual, just DM me. If you guys are interested in the owner's manual, please DM me. Please keep tapping the screen. I'll keep talking. If not, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of y'all hair. I do not like wasting my spiritual energy. Okay, so if y'all tired of listening, then that's cool. I'm fine. I'm tired of talking. I just had mine. It was crazy. I had no idea what was going on. I now know. DM indicating interest. He'll get back to you. Yes. How do I figure out where I am? Chocolate, get your owner's manual. That's the point I'm trying to tell you. You got to get your owner's manual for a measly, funky $50. Let's find out where you are. This is the biggest shit going on right now. Y'all don't know where y'all at in the time and space. And we've been lied to so much about what the real times is and the time zones. And we don't understand about being time warped. We don't understand about when you're being reincarnated or when you're coming back to do this all over again, when you don't have a body to come back to. Then that means that you're going to keep being spurted either ahead or behind, but never on point, so that you never ever figure out how to get in tune with this particular channel right here. 7.8 hertz is the channel that you should be locked in on. Well, you get that through meditation and creativity. Go into your meditative state to get in tune with nature. But you also got to figure out how to ride that wave. We can show you all that in your Honest Man. Okay? All right, now you guys know you can use two thumbs to tap the screen right here. Y'all better use it. I got mine. I'm so glad I did. It's helping me so much. Thank you, Divine Elaine. Appreciate your top viral clips. All right, exactly. I know brother said he was in the fall. So in the fall is going to be high tide. Okay, that's not for everybody though, because I don't know who you is and what you is. So we know that the fall is over here, not the fall that's over here. So again, just because I said fall, that's why I don't like answering some of y'all questions, because in all honesty, you guys, the shit is just for you. Okay? So EA Sage or whoever asking me that question, yeah, you're asking me a question, but it's really just for you, pimping. I don't want nobody else to take what I'm saying about you for them. Okay? Because that's not how this works. Because your stuff only works for you in particular, right? So if you are in the fall, then yes, you would be over here in the high tide, and then you just got to know how to ride them high tides, which means resting, meditating, creating, intuitiveness. It's your spiritual time. Yeah, it's the individual owner's manual. That's why it's very tricky to try to answer some of y'all questions on here, because everybody's gonna say, "Oh, he said if I'm in fall, I'm in the..." No, hell, I didn't. I'm talking to this man right here, not to nobody else, but this motherfucker right here that asked me that question. You get your owner's manual for you to know if I'm talking about you. Don't take somebody else's information and try to run with it, because it ain't gonna work. DM me. Like, grab your phone and use EA Sage, I hear you. Yeah, that's why I said you got my number, EA. Email me your personal questions, because these folks will think that I said that for everybody, and they'll be lost and they'll be wrong. All right. Tapped into the theta topic and the brain waves being meditation. What am I meditating on specifically? Whatever you want to meditate on, Miss Cave. Look, don't make this too deep, you guys. Okay? Don't make this too deep. All right? I'm not the one that should be guiding you on any of this stuff. I'm just the one bringing you to the information. You need to start going to nature with your questions. Once you got your owner's manual, now that relationship is between you and nature. I can explain all of that stuff, but I still can't make you and nature become best friends. I can't make you and nature become the relationship that you're supposed to have. I can't fortify you and nature. So I try not to get in between you and nature. I'm just the one that gives you this shit here, but I ain't the one that's going to be, it's between you and nature. So I don't know what you want to focus on when you meditate. That's your life. You pick and choose what you need to focus on. Don't have me dictate every little thing about your health for you. That means that I'm in control. And I don't want to be in control of your health. Okay, Manissa? So understand that, all right? Don't make this too difficult. Don't think too deep on it. But you also need to know that there is no stipulation or limitation on what you should meditate on specifically. Whatever comes to your mind, whatever is going on in your life, whatever you want to focus and concentrate on, that's on you. All right? But this ain't a dictatorship, sweetie. This ain't a dictatorship. All right, there you go, Duchess. Take no thought. Some of y'all are thinking too much. When I say rest your mind and rest your body, when I tell you that this is a time to rest your mind and rest your body, it's that time for you to stop taking all that goddamn thought process into everything. You know, look, that's a masculine energy attribute. Everybody that needs reason and logic is damn sure masculine energy. Okay? Everybody that requires reason and logic is damn sure in their masculine energy. Okay? So you want to be more free thinking. You want to be more whatever comes up. more free flowing. Okay? Don't dictate everything. Let mama surprise you. Shit, let mama in. Give mama some room. Give mama some room to breathe. You know, back in the day when I was preaching, I used to say, I used to tell all the young folk when I used to preach to them, I should tell them, look here, make sure that you dream big enough for God to be able to come into that picture. Some of you guys are dreaming so small that it doesn't require God to be in that dream. You can do all that shit that you dream yourself. Dream big enough for God to intervene. Dream big enough to where you know goddamn well you can't do it without God. But some of you guys are dreaming just mediocre. You're dreaming just big enough for you to do some shit. You can go to school. You can go be a lawyer. You can go be a doctor. You can go put the work in and get your own blessings. But when it's bigger, when it's so big that it doesn't matter how many degrees you got, how many this and that, you still couldn't be able to do it by yourself. That's something that requires divine intervention. And that's where you're going to get it. And that's when you're going to know that God was there to help me. Because I had an astronomical dream, a lot like the one that you're hearing today. Astronomical dream of envisioning something for the whole world to replace modern medicine of today. A old, ancient, traditional healthcare system for all of us, no matter if we're Asian, European, Australian, South American, North American, African, or Antarctican, and anywhere else you at on here. This is for you. No matter where you at, no matter what language barrier we may have, no matter what color barrier we may have, no matter what religious barrier we may have, this is for all of us, for each and every one of us. No biasness, no hose barred, no we ain't playing, we ain't ruffling no feathers. This is for everybody, and it's big enough that we need divine intervention, and we're getting it. We've gotten it, and we're going to continue to keep getting it. And this is when you know you're doing the right things, when you got something for everybody. Thanks for reiterating that thought. Is so true. It's all divinity. Yep. God got the energy in all my thought, actions, and achievements. There you go, and Verma. To infinity and beyond. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. No bias is the beauty of it. Yes, that's it. That's it. It's for all of us, man. And it got to be accessible. All right, because the sun, the water, the earth, and the air are accessible to each and every one of us. So yeah, you may say this little funky measly $50, oh, why he keep talking about $50 like that? Some folk ain't got $50, this, that, and the third. That's fine, but it's still accessible. I didn't make this $1,000, but I could have. I didn't make this $1 million, but I could have. Just off of this circle diagram by itself, I could charge an arm and a leg. Just off of being able to GPS you the way that I do here on live every day, I could charge you $100 just to GPS you and make it out of a fun game and wreak havoc on all of you guys and make a bunch of money. But we knew and we understood the accessibility that must come with this. So it'll never go above 50. It may go less than 50, but it'll never go above 50 because it is supposed to be accessible to each and every one of us. But it's also the most effective. The best meal you've ever had in your life is your mama or your daddy's meal or your grandmama's meal. The best food you've ever had came from your mama, your dad, or your grandma, or whoever around there was cooking good. And guess what? That meal was free. So you don't look at quality in the quantity on the value of a ticket or receipt. Quality came from the love that was put in. And somebody must have loved you to be able to go dig up this old ancient artifact and bring it to your perspective here in the 2025. At a time where you can get the information, understand it, at a time to where it can absorb in you, at a time to where you're at your most consciousness, this became revealed to you. On TikTok, YouTube, social media, every platform. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm on Facebook. There's no way that they can stop the prying eyes, the spiritual prowessness, the people who are seeking and searching knowledge. There's no way that they can stop them from seeing this image and stopping on this channel. So there's nothing that they can do. And I've been doing this now. I built my business off of this design since 2018. So I know it works. We had a great, successful, standalone business. Now we're traveling the world, speaking, teaching people about the right times. We're now under the equator in South Africa, teaching the same paradigm. We was just in the Northern Hemisphere, teaching this same paradigm. No matter where I go, this is the message. This is the message. I guess you said the sages knew all of this, and so did Jesus and John. The real preachers are here to enlighten the masses. Yes, Angie P. Two were blessed with a gift for the world because you're truly a righteous person. Thank you, EA Sage. We are the original artificial intelligence, brother. Yeah, but we ain't artificial. We're just the original intelligence. You don't got to put the artificial on it at all. We just the real intelligence. Okay. But what we've done is we've gotten too intellectual and less intuitive. And again, you got to share space with these two things within you. So I teach you guys about the dualities. Let me pull this back up. So you'll see that everybody got a duality. Everybody get mad at me. Ain't nobody got no two sun signs. Yes, you do. When the sun is shining in Gemini, where is the darkest point at? If the sun is shining in Gemini right here, where is the darkest point at? It's in Sagittarius. Well, on the light spectrum, darkness is a part of light. Darkness must be valued. It must be quantified. It must be understood. So when sun is shining in Gemini, the darkness is the Sagittarius. That's in me too. I get what the light gives me and what the dark gives me because the dark and the light are all light. It's all light. So when you're looking at the spectrum, the light spectrum, you got from infrared to ultraviolet. That's what you call visible light. Outside of the infrared, it goes back to dark. Outside of the ultraviolet, it goes back to dark. But that's light. It's invisible light. Invisible light means that you can't see it, but it's there. It's the same thing for you people who talking about you believe in God. You can't see it, but you say it's there. It's a lot like invisible light. You can't see it, but it's there, so it holds value. Again, what's the value of zero? Anybody know what the value of zero is? I'm going to put you on the spot. I did this yesterday. Anybody know what the value of zero is? Is zero worth something or not? Is zero worth something or not? Well, what's the value of zero? Is it worth something or not? Some people saying no, some people saying yes. Some people don't know what to say. Zero holds space. If zero wasn't hitting on shit, then it wouldn't be a 10. It wouldn't be a 20. It wouldn't be a 30. And it wouldn't be a 100 or 1,000 or 1 million because zero ain't hitting on shit. But zero does hold value because it holds space. Invisible light holds space. So that in your room right now, if I cut off the light, then darkness is going to hold that space. See? Darkness is going to hold some of this space that light ain't shining in. So darkness is of value. So your two sun signs is the brightest part of you and the darkest part of you. So that means this right here. I'm showing them a little thing on YouTube. I'm showing them a little duality chart here. If you guys got time, y'all can go over there to the TikTok to check it out. It's called the opposite signs. You can go Google this yourself. So Aries is a little chaotic, but they also got some peace in them. Libras can be peaceful, but they also got some chaos. Taurus will see the beauty in you. but a Taurus will also see the ugliness in you. Scorpio will see the ugliness in you, and Scorpio can also see the beauty in you. A Gemini gonna get bored on your ass real quick, but a Gemini can get passionate on your ass very quickly. A Sagittarius can get passionate on your ass very quick, and a Sagittarius can get bored on your ass very quickly. A Cancer will bring you together, but a Cancer also will tear you apart because of the Capricorn in them. And a Capricorn can tear you apart, but because of the Cancer in the Capricorn, they also will bring you together. A Leo will show you his heart, and he also show you his mind. And an Aquarius will show you his mind, but also show you his heart. A Virgo can be restrictive, but also they can let loose. And a Pisces can let loose, but also be restrictive. It's the sun and the darkness in each sign. That's the two sun signs. Everybody got one. It's your true duality. It's not your rising sign. It's not your moon. It's your two sun sign that's going to really hit head. So we teach you all of that in your owner's manual for this little funky measly $50. So you're getting foods, you're getting herbs, remedies for your physical condition, you're getting spiritual tendencies, physical tendencies, you're getting the two sun signs, you're getting your model number, which is going to give you your element that you need to be manifesting with out here. You get to get this little chart in there, which is going to track you in the little GPS system of life. You get to get all of this for a funky, measly $50. Now, you can't tell me that that ain't accessible, affordable, and your damn show can't tell me that it's not highly effective. Any questions? What say you? Thank you for that 100K. You guys did that very, very fast. I want to say appreciate you. What that is? Gather baby girl. GA the baby girl. You can DM me. Okay, you can DM me. Thing about it is, man, you know, you already corrupted from your destiny, man. You know, laughing, funny sparks. You already kind of corrupted, bro. You know, so you doing it yourself. Okay, you doing it yourself. Now don't worry about it, man. You know, like I said, they everybody got to sit at the table and eat together. All right, what we got? Most sometimes you just have to empty the brain. Don't think about nothing. You gotcha. I can be a bit of an overthinker. Yeah. See, because you don't want nobody should dictate this relationship. The pastor shouldn't dictate it. The doctor shouldn't dictate it. Your mama and them shouldn't dictate it. The only thing that should dictate this relationship is between you and nature. So you even want to leave me out of it. Once I tell you what you need to know about your owner's manual, whatever questions that you need to ask so that you can be a little bit more understanding of what you're reading or what you have in your own possession. Once you got that and you understand, now it's about you going into nature, you going into mama and just rekindling the relationship. She remembers you. Look, just off your birthday, you're going to know that she remembers you off the owner's manual. You're going to be like, how in the hell this nigga know anything about me from a birthday I gave him? Well, I don't know shit about you, but mama do. So mama is letting you know that it ain't me that's knowing you. Oh, he must be psychic. He must be astrologist and shit. No, man, this is about mama knowing you so that you can stop thinking don't nobody know you, don't nobody got your back, don't nobody know you like you do, don't nobody know you like God do, don't nobody know you like this, that, and the third. So you can stop thinking that you heal alone, you're going to go through it alone, you're going to be by yourself. There's nobody got a remedy, nobody got a cure, nobody got a this, nobody got a that. Stop thinking like that. God always got a ram in the bush. And that has been answers for age-old issues like the stuff you got going on since the beginning of time. And just because they don't want you to know that it exists doesn't mean that it don't exist. It's here. And just because you don't believe in something don't mean that it don't work. You got to open up your mind nowadays than you did before so that you can really start to grab a hold on to what's true versus what's fake. This is a time for you to open up your mind, not to be closed-minded. This is a time for you to take the chains off of limitation, not to be limited in your approach to understanding your health. Because if we knew what to do, we would have already done it. I'm going to tell you something. If there was a healer that exists on the planet the cell phone would have found his ass by now. He would have been the most popular motherfucker on the planet, whether he was American, whether he was African, Australian. The cell phone would have found his ass, put him on YouTube, TikTok, anywhere, and he would have been the most interesting man on the planet. That's what time we're living in. So don't think that if it ain't here, it's because it ain't here. You got to look for it. You got to dig it up, or you got to be it. You shouldn't have to look for it. If something out here screaming at the top of their lungs, talking about that data, this, 9, and the third, the cell phone gonna find them, and then therefore eventually me and you will bump into that information. But if it ain't out here, that means that you gotta be it. You gotta become it. Whatever is missing in this particular paradigm that you are searching for that you can't find is because you gotta be it. You're searching for yourself. You're looking for you. You're searching for yourself. You're looking for you. And you got to know where you at. Real quick, give me a birthday. Birth date, birth date, month, and year. Month, date, and year. Let me show you the workings of this magical record-keeping system that we call the owner's manual. Let me show you the blessing in this thing. Okay? The real blessing in it. This is what we call the sun's ecliptic, okay? This is the path of the sun. This is the Son of God, the path of the Son of God, right? So if you want to follow the Son of God, then you're following this path. This is the yellow brick road. This is your DNA. This is the infinity sign. This is the caduceus of the medical system. This is the little red robe that you'll see over the cross standing in front of one of your little churchyards out there that you're driving past right about now. This is the signet of all those things. This is the cross. This is the Ankh. All of those signs, the yin and the yang, everything is inside of this, okay? Everything is inside of it. Don't give me something. If I've already done you guys, don't even come up here because I'm going to call you out. Okay? I'm going to call you out. All right? I'm going to call you out if I've already done you. All right? Alpha and Omega 8878. 8878. So off the rip, this is what we call your manufacturing number. 8878. Okay, that's a manufacturing number. That's what we call it in the owner's manual. Now you got to get your model number. Okay, keep tapping the screen, you guys. I'll keep talking. How you get your model number is just like how you get a life path number. You're going to break this birthday down. 8 plus 8 equals 16. 6 plus 1 equals 7. So we got 7 out of the date and the month. Okay, now we just got to get the number out of the year. 1978 is going to be 17 plus 8. Okay, 17 plus 8 is going to give you 25. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 7 is 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So this is a model number 5 being right here, okay? The sun signs, okay? Because you get your 2 sun signs. So what's the 2 sun signs? We know from 721 to 821 is going to be what? A Leo, right? So we know that this brother or sister, whoever it is a Leo. Now, right then, we just got your destination. Your starting point is your finish line. Your starting point is going to be your birthday month or your birthday zodiac. So that's the Leo, right? That starting point gave us the destination. When we're going through this light path, when we're following the path of God, we must understand that we got to make it back here to be 120 years old is one trek around the sun. Y'all keep saying you're doing this every year, but you're not. You got to do it in a lifetime, okay? In a lifetime. So now we got your beginnings, which means that we got your destination. Every GPS system on the planet gives you 2 coordinations. It gives you your destination and it gives you your current location, right? It gives you your destination and current location. Where are you currently? 8878. Thank you for asking us that. So you're a year older than me, so you're 47 years old. Okay, you're 47 years old. All right, or you'll at least be 47 this year. So you'll say you're 46. So 10, 20, 30, 40, and 6. You are 6 years into Sagittarius. Okay, this is where you're currently at. For the last 6 years, 8/8/78, you've been moving around. You've been contemplating moving around. You've been moving around. Things have just been moving around in your life. There's been a lot of movement going on in life because you are in Sagittarius. This lesson is going to last 10 years. You've already done 6. You got 4 left. Okay? Now, so now that we got that, we understand that because you are a Leo, which is a fire sign, the opposite of Leo, we already know, was an Aquarius. So that's your air. Okay. The element is 5, right? So we know that the element 5 is gonna be about the earth. So off the rip, you are a fire, air, earth being. You are a fire, air, earth being, which means that although you are a Leo, you like playing in the dirt. You like gardening. You like being outdoors. You like walking through the forest. You like farming. You like doing things with the earth element, writing on paper, journaling, things of that nature. That's what you're going to be liking right there. That's the earth element. So I would encourage you to keep the earth around you when you're praying, when you're meditating, when you're manifesting. Keep some earth around you because that's the element that you manipulate the best, even though you are a Leo. Okay. Now, another thing is this showing me is the side of the body. So your fire and air, meaning that your yang is balanced, but your yin is deficient. Now, for deficient yin, I'm going to say watch out for your lower left side of the body. Okay. For the lower left side of your body. Okay. So now we even know what side of the body to watch out for all on a birthday. Okay. The lower left side of the body. All right. Now, the two things that you want to watch out for as far as your health is concerned, you are in the middle decan. Okay. You are in the middle decan of Leo. So you want to watch out for some blood issues. And you also want to watch out for some leg issues. Okay. Now, you could be dealing with some leg issues right now, or you could be dealing with some blood issues right now, or later on down the road. But you are prone. That means that you have a tendency of having some leg issues and some blood circulation issues. And we know all of that by your birthday. We also now understand that there can be some spiritual tendencies. The main one is going to be right here, doubt and trust issue. Okay. Doubt and trust issue can cause you to have some earth element issues, which means that you can be prone to high blood pressure, diabetes, thyroid issues, metabolism issues, overweight, weight issues fluctuating, right? You could be having some throat issues, things going on with your voice. You could be having some issues going on with your kidneys. Your energy levels are low. All of this from a funky ass birthday. Now, on top of that, if you are dealing with an earth condition, if you are dealing with a fire condition, if you are dealing with an air condition, we're going to give you the herbs for that. So for an earth condition, we'll give you some air herbs. For a fire condition, we'll give you some water herbs. For an air condition, we're going to give you some earth herbs. All right. So you got the herbs. Now, if you wanted foods, we got that too, because we're going to tell you about if you are dealing with these things, what food colors to go and get. So now you're shopping by color. Very easy to shop by color. You go in the grocery store, you go to the fruits and vegetable aisle, and you just shop by color. So if it's red foods, yellow foods, orange foods, green foods, blue foods, purple foods, you'll know that these are going to be packed with the phytonutrients that you need. So instead of teaching you about zeoxanthins and anthocyanins, and instead of coming on here busting your head of carotenoids and beta carotenoids and lycopene and terpene and all these different phytonutrients that are in these foods, we just shop by color so to make it easy on the brain to know exactly what you need. So now, out of this measly little birthday you gave me, without taking your blood test, blood sample, hair sample, or anything, If you're dealing with any physical tendencies we talked about, you got your herbs, you got your spiritual tendencies right here to meditate on, to get to release out of you, so you can take that to your therapist, your psychologist, your pastor. So now you got the spiritual work that need to be done, and you got the physical work that need to be done, and you got the food, so you don't need a dietitian or a nutritionist, and you got the herbs, so you don't necessarily need a fake ass herbalist on here trying to tell you what they think you need. You get all of that for a funky measly $50, and we ain't even done yet. And we ain't even done yet. Most importantly, 8878, you are in your spiritual time. You're in your spiritual time. You're in your high time. So you want to be always capitalizing on the full moons. Full moons happen once a month, along with the waxing moon. Understand the waxing, understand the full moon, and start to really, really hone in on these opportunities that these things are going to take. But you are in rest, the mind and the body time. So start to do that. Okay? Start to do that. Anybody else? 8878. What you think about that? 8878. What you think about that? Anybody else? 8878. What you think about that information, man? Talk to us. Let the people know. Talk to us. Let the people know. That's what they want. They want to hear you. Even though I'm talking, they want to hear you. They want to see the feedback. Is he right? Is he correct? What the people saying? Is he accurate? That's what they want to know. Trust and believe, because that's what I be wanting to know. I'll be sitting on this live looking at what the people saying when this brother going through his reading. You can believe that, but 8 Alpha Omega said right on. Okay, thank you. So you see that? That's somebody from anywhere. That person could have been like, nigga, you were lying. That shit ain't true. Ain't none of that happened. They could have easily done that just out of maliciousness or just out of whatever. But they want to be honest. And they were so honest, they said, bro, you're right on. Okay? And they didn't have to do that. Okay? Alpha Omega 8, they said again, very correct. Okay? So this is what we do, man. We know it's working. I don't necessarily need to do this for me to be convinced. I'm doing this for you guys can see that this is the best system on the planet and it ain't going nowhere. No matter what happens to me, no matter if I live forever, or no matter if I get to 120, or no matter if I don't even see tomorrow morning, this won't stop. This is a spirit that jumped out of Dr. Sabian, jumped into me, that's going to jump out of me and jump into somebody else. And it don't matter what color the skin of a man that's going to think that they can stop my physical body. You can't stop the spirit. It'll jump from me to somebody else. This cannot be stopped. So TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, whoever the fuck else on here, FBI, CIA, whoever else you want to be, the medical facility, the FDA, the USDA, whoever you want to be out there trying to threaten somebody's life, man, nobody give a damn. You can kill my physical body. You can never stop the spirit. You can't stop this. You can't stop it. It's the time for it. This is the time for it. It will not be stopped. With that being said, I love you guys, man. It is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Please go tell somebody about your homie HerbMan. And until next time, love HerbMan. I love all you guys, man. We'll be back on tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is the place for you to be. Please go tell somebody when your homie HerbMan come on, man. I love you. Peace, 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 peace. Peace out, YouTubers. Holla at you later.